update on my gray market research for peptides and GLP1. If you're new here, my name is Kim, and I run an educational health and wellness podcast all about metabolic disease, and I interview experts about GLP1 medications. It's multi-award winning, very reputable. If you like this content, hit all of these buttons and follow me here for more. Ultimately, what I've learned over the past 2 years, and it's taken me some time, is that this is how many people can afford or be able to get brand name of these medications. This is how many people can afford compound. And this is how many people have the disease of obesity, okay? So many people who are in this camp are trying to find a way to get treatment for their disease and are going to the gray market, which people who are ignorant like myself called black. I will be having episodes of the podcast around this topic because I want people who are feeling like they have to go there to have the same education that we tried to provide for people that had to have compound. I want you to understand what it is, what it isn't, red flags, what to look for, all those kinds of things. Out of respect for the gray market, I will not be naming vendors. And out of respect for the gray market, I will keep them anonymous, whoever wants to come forward and be interviewed for the podcast. I'm also going to have doctors on specifically to talk about this. It's hard to find doctors with credentials who will openly discuss what this is and what this isn't, but so far I have found one, possibly two. Because the podcast is a media company, this is investigative journalism, and I'm trying to do it in a way of just education and knowledge and try to reduce the ignorance and have people feel like they have community no matter how they're getting their treatments. I won't endorse it, the podcast won't endorse it, and the doctors won't endorse it either, but we're also not going to villainize it or you. What I've learned is there's really two camps as it pertains to gray. One is domestic, which are labs here that do make the peptides, and they will also have it third-party tested, so that's like part of the cost. And apparently it's coming kind of like freeze-dried, and then they mix it with BAC water and then reconstitute it, and then it looks like when people get compounded, that's what it looks like in a vial. We will, on the podcast, talk about possible risk, red flags, what to look for, things like that for this choice. It does seem that this cost, the way that I'm talking about, is not much less in cost than compound medication. The other option is what the community really considers gray, which is either China, and I'm also hearing India, but happy to be corrected because I'm still learning. And what many people do is they can go out on their own and do this, or they can choose to do it in groups. And so they do meet on different apps. I will not share the apps out of respect for the gray market. And they have forums and things like that. They all purchase in bulk together. And when it gets there, it is a vial, and there is no labeling. So it doesn't say TERS or SEMA or anything like that on it. For the domestic one, right now, it does say TERS or SEMA, etc. However, I have heard that going forward, there will be GLP1, GLP2, GLP3, because it's based on agonists. So it's just something to consider. For domestic, I don't think it will change.